Maybe I'm recording? Hello, yes, apparently I am recording. Hey, that's great. Today, let me start my video here. Hopefully, the audio is alright. Today, I, Torrin Atkinson, dungeon master, voice actor, and storyboard artist, and person with terribly dirty glasses, is going to do a storyboard artist reacts video for the Dungeons and Dragons episode In Search of the Dungeon Master from 1983. And this was the episode, this was the only episode that was available on VHS at the time. I had it. I had the VHS copy, and I was always searching for more VHSs that I could buy to watch this at any time I wanted to, but no go. This was the only one, and for that reason, I thought this was episode number 1 at the time, but it's not. It's episode number 5, I believe. Check out my other videos, the previous episodes. I've done 4 storyboard artist reacts. So this is In Search of the Dungeon Master, written by Jeffrey Scott. I should have looked up what Jeffrey Scott's writing credits are, but I did not. So, oh, there's a nice parallax of the foreground tree there. Here's our heroes. I've run this adventure. I've adapted this adventure to play as a D&D adventure. I've adapted this episode on my blog, I believe. Have I? Yes. Maybe. Anyway, yes, definitely I did. So torrinatkinson.com. Here's the No Tree, which is really just a. They don't call them ents in D&D. They call them treants. Treants. This is pretty obviously an ent from this sprite, clearly voiced by Frank Welker. He's done this voice on a few different cartoon shows. Reminds me of Slimer on The Real Ghostbusters. Here's some bullywugs, which first appeared in the Fiend Folio. Our good froggy friends. And we also saw Warduke there for a second. He's the, I guess you would say he's the main antagonist for this episode. Along with Venger, of course, who's the recurring bad guy. And Dungeon Master is having a good old time. We'll talk a little bit about Warduke. He's got quite a storied history. Here he is. You will notice that his sword creates ice. Whereas in other incarnations in the D&D universe, it's a flaming sword. And I say no. I say this one takes precedence. Oh, a weird thing happening with... can I go back? Let's watch it. Keep your eye on the No Tree's nose. Yeah, little glitch there.
Okay, who won the 1981 World Series?
Simple. The Greywood Elves.
The who?
That thing doesn't know it's...
It makes me wonder, like, there's a 1981 World Series in the D&D realm. So when was 1981? Is 1981 the same year?
He really does know.
If you're such a great know-it-all, how do we get out of this place? Oh dear.
He does. Of course, he doesn't answer Eric's question.
Great danger.
Because it's time for the plot to happen.
Dungeon Master,
Eric's like, I'm having none of this. Screw Dungeon Master. I just want to get home.
Hey, wait a minute. Take him to the caves.
Bullywugs doing their thing.
Up ahead.
and up there too. Look.
And here's our first. Oh, there's some nice Z depth on the when the bullywugs were jumping down. Z depth being the Z axis just being depth as opposed to width and height. It's nice to stagger your characters. So I'm trying to use my camera here. Some are close and some are far away to make it a more visually interesting composition, of course.
Yeah, I hate frogs.
She's looking a little bit tall there.
Stay away from my sister, slime face.
Slime face. So what do we know about Warduke?
Hold this, fellas.
He appeared in the 1984. This was his first appearance, 1983. But he also appeared in the D&D adventure XL1 Quest for the Hearthstone in 1984, which is where he had the flaming sword. And he's been a toy. He's been a color form. You can actually buy his helmet. If you want to cosplay as Warduke, there's a fun Google image search. Look for look for Warduke cosplay. Quest for the Hearthstone, apparently. Oh, look at Diana's sultry eyes in that that shot. I quite enjoyed that.
I think we lost him.
Yeah, apparently the Quest for the Hearthstone was not well received, sadly. Criticized as basically being an ad for the toy line, which none of these main characters appeared in. The toy line. Sheila has fairy dust powers, and apparently American money is delicious to unicorns. Whoa, hang on a second. Check out Diana's hair there. It's the same color as Sheila's. Oh, and I think this is the same scene. Watch Presto's and Bobby's mouth when they say their lines.
What's he saying? How should I know?
Yeah, they messed up. Bobby was saying Presto's lines, and Presto was saying Bobby's lines. And apparently Sheila's other superpower is understanding Frank Welker. Frank Welker's gibberish. It's always nice to have a character speak gibberish, because then you know it's easier on the writers. And now we go to the cave of scary teeth. There's Shadow Demon, who also appeared in the Fiend Folio, and Warduke. Okay, that's a weird cut. Why would you cut to basically exactly the same setup? Just to explain to the kids that he's not dead. Let's talk about Warduke's outfit. He's got like a little bit of everything. He feels like a thrift store shopper. Nothing matches.
This is the way to Dungeon Master? Sure, I'm sure. I think.
Say, how far down is it, Presto?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
It's far.
Well,
Nothing to worry about, Eric. If we fall, we won't.
I do like
oh, good.
'Cause there is
Presto's, whose real name is Albert, by the way. Presto's golden eyes.
We can't give up yet. What would Dungeon Master do in a situation like this?
Huh. Disappear.
He says all we have to do is fly to the other side.
In case he hadn't noticed, we don't have wings.
No, but maybe
This is
Presto
where-
can conjure up some.
Gee,
Yeah,
I think so, Sheila. Lately my hocus pocus has been out of focus.
that's a good line.
Try, Presto, you can do it.
Okay.
Hank being the leader,
Whoa!
and
My hat's coming back.
That's not all that's coming down.
and here we see some Lamassu
Take cover.
from the Monster Manual, I believe. Some weird screen direction things happening here. Oh, I guess they're coming in from both sides. All right, that makes a little more sense. Because I kind of thought like, yeah, sometimes they want to go left, sometimes they want to go right. Now they're going from right to left, so I guess that's fine.
I don't believe it. They're friendly.
Here, take your hat. Take your stupid hat. Don't call us again. It's like a Deus Ex
Go.
Lamassu happened there. Or maybe the sprite knew them and was calling them. I don't know.
Sure he's in there? That cave looks like it's alive.
Ew. Something tells me it doesn't brush between meals.
We owe it to
That's a good line, too.
Go in there and help him.
Wrong. I don't owe that little runt a thing. No way I'm going in there.
Eric is so dismissive.
Way out of this nightmare.
So this is where Eric breaks the rule of Dungeons and Dragons adventuring, which is never split the party. But splitting the party is great for storytelling narratives in cartoons.
This place gives me the creeps.
This is where the sprite has had enough and he GTFOs, and I don't think we see him again for the rest of the episode. He's like, well, I led you to your doom. Goodbye. This is, I believe this is an earth elemental. I thought it was a stone golem at first, but I looked it up and I think it says earth elemental in the script.
Maybe not.
Time for our second battle. He doesn't care. Well, he cares a little bit. You made him angry.
Presto! See if you can whip up a spell that'll stop that thing.
Come on, Ad. Abracum zabracum.
It's pretty good. I like that anime teeth there for a second. Very, very old school. This is, I believe this is, we're listening to some music that was also appeared in the Spider-Man.
This is it, guys.
Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends? Was that contemporary or was that the year after? Anyway, there was a Spider-Man series from Marvel. This D&D cartoon is also a Marvel production. So now he's coming from left to right. And now he's confused, and the characters have gotten ahead of him. Sheila's done her thing. And now, so this is just a flop. This is exactly the same animation, but just flopped horizontally. It's a good money-saving device. What happened to the Earth Elemental? He's not charging anymore? He's just gone? Oh. Uni tries to... those weird noises coming from the orcs. They're not very impressive. But I liked how Uni tried to stab him in the thigh with his horn. Her horn.
Did you hear that? He wants to welcome us. For a minute there, I thought we were in trouble.
Where exactly are you welcoming us to?
Nice sound effects. Oh, there's a nice flame transition. I like that. The slave mines of Daramorn. Shove. And off they go. You're gonna get that key. The key is the key. And we have to see. I don't know why she just doesn't. I mean, I do know why. From a storyteller's perspective, we have to show the kids that she made it into the dungeon. Meanwhile,
Eric, things aren't...
Eric's off on his own.
Look, there must be someone around this mud pit that can help me. There's someone.
Giant tentacle coming out of...
Excuse me.
I guess, I wonder how deep that water is. It's a great animation there. More anime teeth on Eric. And no, it's not. I don't think that's a cut to commercial. I think the commercial was before, when the Earth Elemental was chasing them. Now, listen to the way that Shadow Demon pronounces Warduke.
I have news. Yes, Warduke has captured Dungeon Master.
He says Warduke.
I saw him. You saw him? Warduke says.
Warduke says.
Yours
It's a little weird.
for the right price.
Must be
Price
his accent.
has either become very brave or very stupid. However, I've waited many years for Dungeon Master to make this mistake. I will see to it that it's his last.
Nice. Here's all the dwarves are all wearing the same thing because you want to save on the production design, so you don't design more than one costume if you don't have to.
Can you dig any faster?
Ease off, loudmouth.
And they all have beards and they all have the same hat, I believe.
We're digging. We're digging.
Mmm, delicious.
Get your greasy claws off my meat crawl.
Crawl? Is that what he called him? I'll have to check the script.
What's for dessert?
Unicorn. Unicorns for dessert. Because she's so sweet.
How am I gonna get Bobby and the others out of this?
Nice dramatic upshot. Must have been a shadow with a voice.
This is worse than gym class.
I do like how I think it's a great idea that they made the main characters in the D&D cartoon come from our world.
Say, Dungeon Master, did you?
And the dwarf,
Now in my dome.
Mr. Dwarf with lines,
You gotta tell us.
speaks in the same manner as Yoda.
You he will not. Unless him you rescue first.
Speak like you, Yoda, I do.
You I will. But promise me first, my people you will free.
Sure, sure. You got a deal. Now where is he?
Orcs taking a pee in the background.
He is.
It'll take us 200 years to dig through that.
Not with our weapons.
Yeah, but how do we get him away from those slobs?
Well, that dwarf had a hood instead of a helmet. Cut back to Eric in the swamp of Uckiness.
Hello? Anyone? I'd pay
I
1,000.
feel like you made a mistake. So one of the tenets, I guess you would say, of this, one of the writing rules was, actually kind of was don't split the party. It was like, don't disagree with the group. And Eric is like the example of disagreeing with the group, and he always gets into trouble because he doesn't succumb to peer pressure or whatever. It was really weird. It's like, avoid independent thought was one of the messages of this cartoon. I don't really know if it was like a mandate or if it's just, I don't know.
Act really crazy.
Sheila's got a great plan. Gotta talk about Warduke Wednesdays. Something that they have on the Facebook D&D Cartoon Appreciation Group. Where people share their drawings of Warduke and their pictures of their toys of Warduke and, again, their cosplay of Warduke. Some pretty decent animation. Just like the dwarves, the orcs all dress the same.
I bring gifts.
And I like how they have snouts, like old school orcs have, like pig noses.
Hurry, we've got
As opposed to more modern orcs, which are just basically green dudes with tusks.
We did it.
Congratulations. You can always tell what part of the wall is going to be smashed because it's a different color than the rest of the background.
How can we get him out of here?
You can't.
Uh-oh. It's the fashion police. And now we see
Life force has
he's
left him.
definitely, absolutely dead now.
Game is over.
That was the rule that they set up. It's got to be true, right? I don't know. I don't think this. I think it's just a giant snapping turtle. I don't think that creature's in the in the monster manual. Although maybe it is. Should write that down. I actually have a list of all of the monsters they used in the cartoon. I have a spreadsheet because that's the kind of nerd I am. And another fun battle.
Eric? I thought you left.
Always hide behind Dungeon Master.
You kidding? I wouldn't
It's a good rule.
hide behind.
There was a little weird coloring glitch for a second in sorry, I got distracted. In Eric's, I don't know what you call it, cape holder thingy. Yarr! Didn't even have to hit him. Don't want to have too much violence in a Saturday morning cartoon. Just yell at him. Just yell at him a bit. Frogs are easily scared, as we know. Duck! He is a bad shot. I guess, you know, when you're prone, you're supposed to have a bonus to hit somebody when they're prone. Is that correct? I forget how it works for D&D. Maybe I'm thinking of like Call of Cthulhu. Prepare to get stabbed. Nope. And now we see the sword. I don't know if that's like magically undoes it, or because it's the sword that caused the magic, or if it's just something sharp hit it, and so he. But anyway, he's not dead. The life force jewel meant nothing. Don't know if that was a writing problem or a character problem. Ooh, the laser visions. No, doesn't care.
Evil energy is like evil thoughts. Change its direction, and it changes to good.
What does that even mean? That sounds like complete nonsense to me.
Your
Ha!
power has grown weak and feeble, old man.
Oh, a knowing wry smile. Actually, I think they saved on some animation there by...
In a short time.
I don't know, maybe not. It's like, because all the action was stunted between the flashes of light, right? But I guess they also had to draw the energy flashes, so... Here we go. Here's the 4 dwarfs. Just 4. Oh no, here we go. There's more. That one has glasses. Amazing. I like how the commander had 2 daggers. I like how everyone can run the same speed as Dungeon Master with his tiny, stubby old man legs.
Not to worry. You won't have to.
I love that face. I want to get a screen grab of that face. Maybe that's my next Facebook avatar. Here's where they blew the budget on the lava explosion animation. That's pretty great. I love that. And they just scatter to the 4 winds, never to be seen again. The sky is blue and rainbowy, beautiful, and because he's a jerk, that's the answer to your question.
Rest within one's power. It rests within oneself.
Oh, brother.
I agree with Eric. That is a bunch of baloney. So now, if they were smart, they'd go back to that no tree and ask him how to get home again. But they don't do that. So thanks again for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and all those great things. Every weekend I draw a monster from one of the D&D monster books. I try to draw a monster in 20 minutes. Last week I did... What did I do last week? It was the Wither Stench from the Fiend Folio. And Presto was actually in that drawing. I drew a little Easter egg. As I tend to do, and tomorrow's will be Zill. So, thanks again. Check out my other videos on this same topic, and I will see you next time on the internet. Questions and comments, leave them below.